What is going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today we're going to talk to you about Faraday Future. Give you a quick overview of some of the data points, what's been coming out, and where things might be going from here. Before we get into any of that, make sure to hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So Faraday is up 52.84%, did have a high of $3.21. A lot of volumes, so 98.1 million shares being traded. 10 is the average. So there was one thing that just came out associated to Faraday, shows that they're going to be doing a delivery in January. So when it comes down to Faraday's actual operations, I'm not a fan of. I've been very clear on that, but you cannot ignore a trend. In my last two videos, I basically stated the exact same thing, that in reality, you could see a push higher because the very similar circumstances to what played out in May is occurring again. So in case you don't know what happened in May, a lot of big accounts started to bring up the fact that Faraday is a huge squeeze play, and as well with abnormally high FTDs usually is in kind of a sign that there is a lot of naked shorting that is happening behind the scenes. So a lot of big accounts took that, ran with it. No different than this time around, except a lot more, because people see what actually happened with Faraday. It ran up 10,000+%. And so a lot of people are assuming that the same type of kind of scenario is going to play out this time around. So yeah, I think in general, more upside is anticipated. I did my video, I think on Saturday, going over some of the data points. The only thing that is different this time around, if we look at this, the short interest at that time right over here was in excess of 100%. So again, a lot of those big accounts took that and ran with it. People loved it, and that's obviously why it went up. As of right now, 24.41% of the free float is being shorted. So a little bit of a difference in comparison to May, but right now shorts are returning 386,000 shares. So kind of a drop in the bucket considering 10.68 million shares overall are being shorted. Cost to borrow average is 30.68. And just to bring this up, so this is the failure to delivers. Once again, if you want to compare and contrast with what happened in May, yeah, it had a higher short interest, but very little in comparison to the FTDs. This right here, and I'll get rid of this so you can kind of see it, this is the FTDs as of right now. So failure to delivers. And honestly, it is something to note. Of course, there could be a hell of a lot of kind of valid excuses to this, but at the end of the day, it all comes down to sentiment. And so if big accounts are saying, hey, look at these FTDs, shorts are screwed, there's going to be a lot more upside, people are going to believe it and essentially keep on buying and moving it higher. Algorithmic trading is also going to pick up on that and cause it to go higher as well. So even though, like I've been very open with, I don't like management, this news is just completely garbage. The fact that they are even doing PR that they're doing one delivery, like that's just kind of comical if you ask me. But yeah, I think there is a little bit more upside. You can't fight against a trend. Shorts are learning that, and so you could see a lot faster escalation of more upside. So something just to be aware of. Of the options, so right now 5.14 million in calls, 584,000 in puts, 48% of all the options being done so far today are bearish in nature. But just looking at the overall kind of volume, it's just, I think this is close to a record, at least in the short term. So yeah, it looks like the recent ones are roughly 100,000 and whatever. So yeah, a lot of big money is getting into Faraday through options. And of the bullish options, you see a consensus for it to be roughly around that $3 range, possibly $4, and then some around that $22 range as well. One very, very interesting scenario did happen. Market makers clearly were able to catch on the fact that Faraday might actually move up very fast. They opened up chains to now $22 for a strike price. Once again, you can kind of speculate on whatever the hell you want, but maybe market makers are seeing more upside, possibly to roughly around that $22 range. Again, just throwing it out there. You guys do with what, like all this information, what you will and whatever else, but sometimes you, like I stated, can't ignore a trend, and the trend is very, very bullish right now. These are all the transactions so far in the secondary market above $100,000. So 2 buys, 1 sell, but I think algorithmic trading is making up for the majority of the volume and really propelling Faraday higher. So let me know your thoughts on Faraday. Are you buying it? Are you selling? Did you, for instance, play the last hyped run and did you make some money, or did you hold kind of for higher highs? I think if, once again, you have crazy, like a nice run this time, a lot of people won't be just hold diamond handing. I think they will be taking profits, which in my opinion is a logical thing to do. But again, in my videos, I could care less what you guys are doing. I'm not here to hype you up nor bring you down, just reading the room, reading the data and all the other fun jazz. So let me know your thoughts on Faraday. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. One final thing, pop over to my Patreon, give buy signals on stocks, options, and crypto. Many of them have been absolute bangers, so pop over there and take a look. Obviously yours truly, Faraday, I did signal as a buy. I think it was at like $1.20, something like that. I'll have to double check and get back to you, but a lot of stocks have doubled, quadrupled, and whatever else, so pop over there and take a look. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.